This is the first gacha game that I will ever uninstall after being so hyped. I have never been so hyped for a game in my life just to uninstall it within like 3 hours of playing the game. Yes, if you're reading this title, this is correct. I, NusoPot, will not be covering Zone Zero from here on out. This is the first and last video I will ever make for this game until they improve their nonsense. So, the entire community that has been following HoYoverse for a while is very upset about the game Zone Zero, which has recently launched, for obvious reasons. Number one, I am going to say this as a disclaimer. If you enjoy the game, play it. Don't listen to anyone else. If you enjoy the game, okay? But for me and my subscribers, which I will not force you guys to go through and watch me play a game which I don't enjoy, because that's how I operate. I only play games that I enjoy. I am going to make this the first and last videos of Weathering Waves of Zone Zero, period, okay? What is my initial thought of the game? Uninstall. Okay, jokes aside, honestly, I think Zone Zero is very, very, very niche specific, okay? For those who don't know, this game's combat is simply just left click, meaning that all you do is you turn your brain off and you simply click this button, left, 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 boom. That's how you win the game. Ow. To all of you fans of Zone Zero, we're gonna get a little bit sad and say, oh yeah, Wuwa stands. It's the same people playing the same game. Honkai Impact, Honkai Star Rail, Genshin Impact, Wuwa, Zone Zero. It's the same people. Hell, half of you guys are Epic 7 players. Like, we all know that. Stop lying. Guys, it's the same community that's literally just agreeing and disagreeing. Do you know how I feel playing Zone Zero? I feel like this guy. Look at this guy. He just came back from the market, realized he spent his last 300 bucks on food because it's so expensive, and look how he's walking, sad. And this is only week 1 after his pay. I can relate, brother. So you see, in regards to the honest opinion on Zone Zero, exploration wise, there's nothing to do. So I'm gonna ask you guys this one question. Very simple. If you want to experience a game, what do? Simple, you play the game. But how do I play a game if it's so restricted? Okay, let's look at these games, okay? Genshin Impact, Weathering Waves, and Honkai Star Rail. Let's look at these three versus Zone Zero. If I want to enjoy Wuwa, Weathering Waves, what do? Simple, I go out and I go fight the mobs, explore, see what characters' skills do, and explore the location. What do I do with Genshin Impact? The very same thing, okay? And I open up chests, I solve puzzles, quizzes, and all that stuff. Explore what you can, okay? Honkai Star Rail, what do? The exact same. The only thing is, when I encounter enemies, it's turn-based, which is perfectly fine. So, what makes Zone Zero such a bit of a different game?
So I just want to pause and stop right here and say that this part of the video actually got corrupted and I couldn't get my point across because I recorded in 2 separate type of parts. But what I did summarize after this point was that the fact that the game itself doesn't offer you any reason to stay. Because the combat itself is too easy. There's no exploration. There's no really views or places or chests to kind of unlock. Or so far that I've played, I haven't seen none of that. And it brings a player to a point of you basically only here for the combat. But even the combat isn't that rewarding. And that is why people are leaving the game, including myself. 110 gigs of uncompressed files into a 55 gigabyte file to only play for a few minutes and log off. It's even less combat than Genshin Impact. So that was my point that I was trying to make in the corrupt file, but unfortunately that got lost. But ideally that's my whole point. And it's very true, because I'm pretty sure you guys, as the viewers, as the players, you experience yourself within the first hour of the game. It's the same sandbox area with the same combat. You know, first impressions are everything, and they failed with the first impressions. However, if you still enjoy the game, play it.
You cannot bring an old stylized game without new things into it and expect it to go ahead and dominate the market. That is exactly what Honkai Star Rail did. They took the old turn-based games, made it better with better graphics, with impactful visuals, with complex combat systems and elements and reactions, and they added open world exploration to it. That for me is how you go about solving a niche market and trying to dominate a niche market. And you know, one thing I will say that I do enjoy is walking around in a modern day city as an anime character. I mean, even here in this manga store where they clearly ripped off Attack on Titan just here in the corner because it says Attack on Cybers. Yeah, copyrights, man. Wow. But and yeah, you know what? That there's JoJo's over there and Power Rangers, but I feel like they missed the mark on the game. They really did. And when it comes to actual, you know, people enjoying the game, they enjoy the game specifically because of what it has to offer. And if this game doesn't offer any sort of reason to play, what's the point of people logging in every day? It's kind of useless, man.
Ready for combat.
The characters are such beautifully designed,
Nothing to
and
the cunning.
I would like to play more, but
It's our turn, bro.
if the combat stinks, man, it stinks.